What's this? An intro? Could it be? Hi, my name is Miss Stahl, and today we're going to be going over how to create a repeatable pattern. So as you can see, I have some Sharpies of various weights. I have scissors, a ruler, which I may or may not use, a pencil, and I'm getting some paper. So this is just computer paper, 8.5 by 11, standard, and I'm going to use one to draw on, one to protect my surface underneath so I don't get marker on it. This is an example of what we're doing. I chose bugs for my theme for the first one, and I'm gonna make a list for this new one. So these are just ideas I have. I have cats, jungle, candy, pirates, that would be fun, Harry Potter, but I don't particularly want to get sued, so let's think about sea life, tropical, and makeup slash fashion, which are kind of two separate things. So I'm going to fold my paper in half one way. I'm going to fold it in half the other way. And I'm going to be as careful as I can be because, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. It kind of should be. So now I have 4 quadrants, and I'm going to start drawing. I'm thinking about choosing sea life, and I'm actually going to make it more specific and go straight up for jellyfish because I'm pretty familiar with how they are. They're fun. I think they're really beautiful and scary at the same time. So goals. And I'm just going to do a pencil sketch of my jellyfish first so that I can lay it out, and if I make any mistakes, I can fix them. And it's fun because you can change the orientation of jellyfish, and there's no real wrong or right way to do it. I'm also going to mix a bunch of different styles of drawing, so they're not all the same. That's just what I'm choosing to do. You can repeat very similar styles, and it will also work very well depending on your subject matter. And you can see I'm drawing over the creases, but nothing that I'm drawing is falling off the edge of the page, the physical edge of the page. That's very important because we're going to be cutting this up later, and that will change. So I'm going to start sharpieing in. I'm going to use the thicker Sharpie to do the bodies of the jellyfish. And then when we get there, I'm going to use the ultrafine Sharpie to do the tentacles and the stingers. And I like making that inside stinger, the middle one, the scary looking one, really, really thick and beautiful. So I recommend, you'll have your Chromebooks to look up reference photos, so do that, definitely. And if you're getting overwhelmed by looking at genuine photos of a thing, Google like jellyfish line drawings or whatever your subject is, and you'll come up with a bunch of different artist renditions of what this is. I'm going to erase my pencil so that it doesn't show up later when I have to copy this, because that's part of the process. We're going to use a copy machine. I'm going to use a copy machine. And now I'm going to cut up my 4 quadrants. So down the middle, down the other middle, and if you want, you can draw a line on the back. I'm just going to eyeball it. I had the folds, but if your lighting is too bright or you just are nervous, you can draw the line. That's fine. And boop, boop. There's 2. And boop, boop. There's 3 and 4. Get that out of the way. I'm going to rearrange it so that it's how it originally was. Now pay close attention. I'm going to flip-flop up and down, flip-flop up and down, and then swap left and right, swap left and right. Now if you want, you can add a piece of tape here so that when you flip over, because we have to put tape all along the back, and it might get confusing if you're not. So I'm going to flip again. They switched positions and they're upside down now, so just be wary of that. And I'm going to line them up as close as I can. We're trying to get the edges flush, but not overlapping. If they overlap a little, it's okay. Not the end of the world, but we're gonna try. Watch, I'm gonna really struggle taping this. It takes longer than I should. And I sped it up a bit when I was editing this. I might have to cut it down more. We'll see. But, yeah, just be as careful as you can. And because you don't want any gaps, because that will show up, and also it'll make the paper bigger than the copy machine. So as you can see, that's how I want it to look, but if it's that floppy, it's going to drive me insane. So I'm going to tape the rest of it so it's really nice and sturdy along the edges so that I can draw in peace. And done. Great. So I have a pretty decent amount of white space in the middle. And I'm just going to draw another jellyfish. And I was going to use a pencil, but I'm just going to jump right in and do a Sharpie. And I'm only going to use the thicker Sharpie just for, because I want to. It'll make the middle jellyfish stand out more than the outside jellyfish. I'm going to add some details, and I think I'm going to go back and add details to the whole thing. But I didn't need to yet, so that's fun. And I really like making loopy tentacles that are floating through the ocean. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to add some bubbles just to give it a little more atmosphere. And notice how the size is varied on the bubbles because it gives depth. And again, I'm just going to do some more details and shading, add a little bit more interest. And I made some photocopies, so here comes the original. And now copy number 1. Copy number 2. Look, those edges are starting to line up already. Copy number 3. Beautiful. And copy number 4. Now this technique was used to make wallpapers. You can make a shirt pattern in this way. People do it digitally now, but you could do it this way and then scan it. You'll have to connect some of your lines that didn't make it because the printer doesn't print to the very edge, but that's that. Thanks for watching.